Good morning, everybody. So something that I wanted to share and talk to you with today is I've had a lot of questions, particularly from those of you that have been working with me already and you're doing your auditing in EduPod. There's been some questions around the section in there that asks about the kind of sensory environment and doing a sensory audit and what this means. So what we're referring to when we're talking about this sensory audit is just making sure that the environment that the children are expected to be learning in is meeting their needs and isn't adding to any kind of discomfort or dysregulation for that child or young person. And there's lots of different things that can have an impact in this way. And whilst we cannot eradicate everything, it's just important that you are mindful and do what we can to support those individuals. So quite commonly, auditory, so lots of different noises or too much volume can be a culprit for some children and young people. Now, it's important to be mindful of sometimes this isn't necessarily what's inside your classroom, but it can be kind of what's in the classroom, what they can hear in the corridor that's next to the classroom. Perhaps it can be the classroom that's next door. There's lots of different things to be mindful of, and as I've said, it's not a case of okay, well, we eradicate all noise, but how can we support that child or young person to manage their needs if there becomes a situation where there is a lot of noise or the volume does become very loud. Something else that is particularly common in schools, this is probably more common than anything, is displays and posters on your walls. For some children, perhaps some children who have some form of special educational need, or perhaps for some children who are experiencing mental ill health, display boards can cause that little sense of kind of overwhelm or can trigger a lot of different sensory processing needs. So for me, for example, if I walk into a room and there's absolutely mountains of everything on the wall, it can make me feel quite overwhelmed because there's lots of information, there's lots of colours, there's lots of pictures, and my attention's trying to be pulled to lots of different things. For me, that I find that quite overwhelming. And so some of your children or young people may be finding that particularly overwhelming as well. Pay particular attention when you're looking at your posters or you're looking at your displays, and think about the colours as well, because if your colours are really vibrant and really bright, that also can have a real impact on children's mental health and well-being, as well as kind of any children who have any sensory processing difficulties as well. So it's really about just being mindful of your environment. Every single child is different, and I'm not saying that, you know, every single child in that classroom, well, they like lots of noise, but they don't like lots of noise, they like vibrant colours, they don't like vibrant colours. It's more so, you know, trying to make sure that your classroom is calm, that your classroom is a place where children feel that they can learn, and if there are some of these additional needs that are occurring, how are we supporting those children with their needs and how we can have their needs met, but also remain in this nice, calm, neutral classroom for all of the children as well. So just be particularly mindful of things like that. If you're stuck at any point and you're a bit unsure kind of how to complete a sensory audit in your school, or you want just some advice on your posters or your displays, anything like that, please do get in touch with us, because we are always happy to help and support you guys. Particularly if you're already working with us, you only have to ask in your one-to-one coaching sessions anyway. Have a wonderful weekend when it finally arrives, and I will catch up with you all next week.